The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Hi everybody, this is Frank Allan. Welcome to Talk Back Live. That's where we are right here. And we're coming to you live on live here. Where are we, Brian? Where are we?
Well, we're in between Rome and Naples, Italy. That's where we are right now as we speak.
Mhm.
So we're here on this big beautiful ship and everything.
Mhm. And we're coming to it's a different venture right now because we're here in well, we were in Italy. We came out in Italy, and usually we're going to do the show differently because usually the way we usually do it, we usually do it in a different way. But right now, we're going to do it because we're coming in a different area. So we started in Italy. First of all, I want to say to the people, thank you so much for it's 1 a.m. and well, it's 8 a.m. It's a.m. in New York.
No, it's 8 p.m. in New York.
8 p.m. in New York, 5 p.m. in on the West Coast, and what
2 a.m. right out here.
right here in
Italy.
In Italy, right?
Italy, between Italy and Naples.
Yeah.
Yes. So we just left, put it like this, we just left Rome, which is a beautiful city.
Yeah.
So we're like halfway between Naples. So Naples is another fine city, but we're in Europe and we're broadcasting live here, and we're having a ball here. You can hear the music in the background. We're enjoying ourselves.
Yeah.
And we wanted to take the show on the road. And I very rarely do I become a co-host.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about this. I really am excited about this here and everything.
Yeah.
So it's so much history about this country.
Yeah.
This country was had gained its independence March 7th of 1861. I did my history. I'm a history buff. So yes, 1861, and but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. But it's nice to be here, man. Listen, we went on excursion. Listen, whenever I start this show, I usually start in a different way, but I'm not going to go through all of that other stuff that we normally do, because being that you're the co-host, this gives you more time to talk about this excursion and how we dealt with it right now. But we were out in Rome today.
We was out in Rome today, but let's rewind. We started out in Barcelona. We spent a day there. We chatted with the locals and everything, and then we went to Marseille, Spain. And then after that, we were supposed to go to Florence, Italy. That's right. Yeah, we were supposed to go to Florence, Italy, but we had some bad weather. So the captain made a decision as captain that we will not go out towards Florence. But he was so nice enough to say, we're going to take you a different way. So we're going to give you an extra whole day. So actually, we spent 2 days in Rome. So we did our excursions. Excursions was wonderful. It was nice. I mean, my goodness, there's so much history, so much biblical history, and just the history about the country and everything. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, we learned a lot when we were going on a tour in Rome, and Rome is always one of the places I always wanted to go to. And we finally did. And you know something? We did Rome twice.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
We went Rome twice. The first time we just went on a regular.
Yeah, it was like it was an unexpected excursion, but I say, yeah, let's do this here. Let's let's learn some history. Let's get to speak to the locals, and it was just we went to the famous Colosseum
Mhm.
where they have, it's a historic. If you look it up on and Google it, you see the historical um um, Coliseum where one third of it is still left standing.
Mhm.
Over the years, they had earthquakes and so that's why it's not in full gear. But could you imagine? This was centuries ago that this building is still standing. I mean, it's just so wonderful. It just bring chills over your bodies. And then today we got the chance to go to the Vatican.
Well, yeah, that was a great.
Oh my goodness!
But the whole thing about that, the Vatican, like everybody goes there. Can you imagine when you go there when the Pope was inaugurated? Can you imagine? Because you saw all of the chairs and everything that was lined up there.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that the people uh, were there at that time? It was pretty crazy then.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the Pope comes out only 2 days out of the week. He comes out on Wednesday. We just missed him
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, and we was there Wednesday, but we didn't have enough time. Let me tell you, it takes approximately 2+ hours just to get inside the sanctuary of the Vatican of St. Peter's Square.
Mm-hmm.
That's the name of it. And some of you that know the biblical scene that Peter was the first apostle,
Mm-hmm.
and he was buried there. He was crucified. He wanted to be crucified upside down because he did not. He said that he wasn't worthy of being crucified like the way Jesus was.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus was crucified straight up, but David wanted to be crucified upside down. So we was, and they have the tomb there. Now we couldn't get in because of time would not allow us to. But I tell you, the next time, if there is a next time where I could come to Rome, I will get there a day or two early just to make sure I get in there so I can say hi to the Pope and wave to him or whatever I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, it was a great trip. The first time we planned this trip was during the pandemic. I don't even have to tell you about
Yeah,
that.
that was in 2020. Yeah, we wanted to do this here trip, but the pandemic came and wiped us all out. We couldn't go anywhere, as you know. Thank God that we're still here, still alive, to even talk about it. You know, but well, 5 years later, we decided, hey, let's try to do this here, and I'm glad that we did. We made it, and it's just a wonderful feeling just to be, to visit another continent, you know, and again, we learned so much about um, the history of Italy and Rome, and it's too bad we wasn't able to know more about Florence, but we know about Italy and World War II, and now we're gonna go to Naples, so
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Well, we had yeah, because you had to wake up early in the morning this morning to go out to there. But a lot of people have some people who were fortunate enough to go out there, they didn't do it. Because I've
Yeah.
talked to some certain people when I came back, and I spoke to them, and they said, "No, we didn't do it though." I said, "Well, why not?" He said, "Well, we want to stay on the ship." A lot of people don't, they want to stay on the ship, and they don't want
Yeah.
to things like that. But it was one of the things that I think everybody should do if they get a
I hate
chance.
to say this, but it was their loss and our gain
Mhm.
and other people's gain too. Now, we don't know the reason why they didn't want to go. Maybe they weren't able to, but I could tell you something though. We had people in wheelchairs.
Mm.
We had people in um walkers, you know, and it was just they made the effort. They was determined. Historical site, it's the architect of these here wonderful buildings and everything. It was just amazing. I took plenty of pictures. I could tell you that right now. I could tell you that right now.
I took a lot of pictures too, So anybody that thinks that we were like jiving around, because I told people, I said, I'm going to Italy. They said, oh, you're not going to Italy, I said, well, now I have the proof. I have all the proof that we were there, and we had a good time.
Yeah, it was really great.
Well, right now we are coming from this moment. We're coming from let's call it Italy, as a matter of fact, and we're coming from this place called the Schooners Bar.
Yeah, it's one of the places on the cruise line. They have different names of the bars. They got a sports bar. They got Playmakers. That's on the boardwalk. We got on air. So but we chose this site so we could just be out in the open.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to shy around. Even the pizza shop is still open. Hey, what time you close? I might want to get a slice before you close. 3 a.m. Okay, maybe later. Okay.
Yeah. No, a lot of places stay open to 3 a.m. And something, while everybody's watching us at 8 p.m., after 8 p.m. and on Eastern, right? Hey, man, we're great.
Yeah. We're here because of you all, folks. We're here because of you all. So we wanted to come here. We're not going to miss the time. And, after we get off, the club still might be going on. Who knows? But for me, I might be going sleepy time because we got to get back up for the morning for the coffee hour. But that's for later.
But that's going to be 10 o'clock for Eastern, but it's going to be 4
p.m. here. Oh, I'll be wide awake by then. Yeah.
I don't know how to handle this.
But this is what Europe is all about. It's that 6-hour difference and everything.
Yeah.
You all are fortunate that you get to see Thursday night football. I'll talk to you about that later when it's time for sports and everything. But it's the magic that's here and everything. It's just sitting back and everything. Now I tell you, the weather's a little breezy right now. A little chilly. But it's fine. It's just perfect.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Well, listen, it's a nice place right now. This place where we are now, exactly where we are right now, during the day, is boring. It's massive, right? I wish I could show the people that usually, that stands out here. I'm pointing out here. They can't see it, but I'm pointing out here. We're sort of like at a balcony setting right now. We could see downstairs on the 5th floor. And it's like the 6th level of the ship where we are right now, But if they go on the 5th level, they have no way of knowing this, but it's always going. It's always going. And they have live shows and things like that.
Live shows. And as we speak, the people are still coming out the clubs. You imagine people still coming out the clubs and everything. They even got a teen club. But they have a curfew though at a certain time where they have to go. But the adults are still here. I just saw a guy walk out this a store adjacent from the pizza shop with a plate in his hand. So you can eat all day, 24 hours. My goodness, Thank goodness that the ship has a track where you can walk it off and there's exercise and everything. I'll be on that not tomorrow or today. But I'll be on there for Saturday. I'll be on there Saturday.
We didn't talk about the ship. We didn't name the ship.
Royal Caribbean is called the Allure of the Seas by Royal Caribbean, and it's if you know anything about Royal Caribbean, is one of the classes of the Oasis classes. So. Yeah, it's one of the oldest ships. I overheard somebody say the ship is 15 years old, but this ship still moves, and it's still one of the finest and biggest ships. Because they rotate. Now, the ship here is supposed to be coming to the States soon, and another ship is going to come to take its place. So that's how they swap places. There's so many ships for Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, and people get on and off. Some people has been on the ship. They stop at every time they stop at a port. Some people would get off and go wherever they want to go.
Yeah,
Depending on where it is.
yeah,
But it's great. It's great, and everybody's having a good time.
yeah. Oh yeah.
But the majority of the people right now are asleep.
But I tell you, if you've never been on a cruise, you have to do it at least once in your life.
Mhm.
I guarantee you, if you if you do it once, I guarantee you, you would want to go back again. Trust me on this. Trust me. I'm a regular cruiser, so I just enjoy it and everything. I just have fun, and
Yeah.
it's just amazing.
I just wanted to tell everybody that we're on YouTube and Facebook, of course, but on live we couldn't do uh, Instagram this week because there's if the way it's set up, the Wi-Fi is set up that
Mhm.
if we did Instagram, that means we couldn't do this.
Right.
So we had to cut that. But then again, Instagram had problems over the week last week anyway. So we're gonna have to figure that out.
They had certain restrictions,
Yeah,
guidelines, and
yeah.
everything. So
And so, but we will be reposting this. We'll figure it out.
let's catch it on the playback though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. On the
So,
playback.
Nothing is lost. See?
Yeah, nothing is lost.
Mhm.
But it's a lot of fun. And you see in the background, this is some people may be passing by. Not a lot of people. Not a lot of people are passing by because this is, like I said, it's like after 2 a.m. in the morning here. People are asleep. But this is a good time for us to do this.
Because we're actually hanging out with the cleaning people.
Yeah,
We're actually hanging out with the cleaning people. So there's people moving, but you still get customers, people that's on the cruise that's still eating, still partying, but this is how they live their life.
Yeah.
So hey,
yeah.
kudos to them.
Kudos to them.
That's
Mhm.
it. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You know.
Let's keep up time here, but you got your sports coming, right? Pretty soon.
Yeah, it's past my time here.
Well, then we get started with that. Get that sports going. Man.
Okay, yeah.
So relax and
Yeah.
watch it.
And let me tell you something, because I'm in a different continent, it doesn't mean I don't get my sports. I get my information overseas too. Okay. So don't think that I'm out of touch. No, I'm in touch. I don't have all the equipment, but I still have everything that I need and everything. But let's get with it. First, I want to talk about the baseball playoffs. As you know, the Yankees and the Mets are the Yankees and the Red Sox. Yes. Yankees and Red Sox. Don't you touch that down. Don't you touch that down. That game 3 starts now, and the winner of this game will go on to the division championship game for the National League, for the American League. I'm sorry. And then you still have, let's see, the Dodgers already won their series. The San Diego Padres and the Chicago Cubs are playing a final game, game 3. And Detroit and Cleveland, I believe, are still tied up 1-1. So, they have their final game too. But yes, we're with the baseball playoffs. You got NFL football. You got some news. I'm going to try to get back to you about the WNBA. That's a mess right there. That is a mess where the players are not too happy with the commissioner. I'm going to try to get some more information about that. And so, just stay tuned for that. The NBA and the NHL hockey, they are starting their regular season soon. They're in their preseason. LeBron James is not going to be participating in um, training camp. You know, he never really do. A lot of the veteran players don't really. That's just extra time off for them. But it was also to um, they want to save their bodies for the later on in the season. So they wanted to preserve this so for later on. So that's what's happening right now. But on this day in sports, October 2nd, 1920, the Reds and Pirates played the first and only major league triple header. I never even heard about a triple. I mean, we heard about a doubleheader. You heard about scheduled doubleheaders or makeup doubleheaders, but they is the first and only triple header. Reds win the first two games, 13-4 and 7-3, and then the Pirates win the third game 6-0. What I think happened was there was so much rain that they had, and the season was about to end because back in those days they only played 54 games or maybe less, so they had to get those games in. 3 games in one day. That's amazing. 1947, Yogi Berra hits his first pinch hit home run in Major League Baseball World Series history versus the Dodgers in a loss. Uh, that was the year that Jackie Robinson came in as the first black player to play in Major League Baseball. 1963, Sandy Koufax strikes out a record 15 New York Yankees in Game 1 of the World Series. And you know the Yankees and the Dodgers, they have a history. They have a long history. 1974, Hank Aaron hits his final National League home run as a member of the Braves. He went on to move on to play against the Brewers, the Milwaukee Brewers, which he started out his major league career. 1985, Dwight Evans hits his 40th home run, first to record 40 home runs in both leagues. He did it in the American League, and then he did it in the National League. 1986, Dwight Gooden, first pitcher to collect 200 strikeouts in his first 3 seasons. 1994. This is something I remember this. Don Shula defeated Don Shula's the coach was the coach at the time of the Miami Dolphins. He defeated his son David Shula, who was the coach of the Bengals. That was the first ever father and son meeting that ever happened when they went off to play against one another as head coaches, not as players, but as coaches. 2001, Sammy Sosa, first player in Major League Baseball history to total 60 home runs in 3 seasons. That's amazing. 2004, Jeff Kent becomes the all-time second baseman home run king with 302, breaks Ryan Sandberg's record. In 2016, Vince Scully, longtime broadcaster for the Dodgers, called his final game after a record 67 seasons. Could you imagine being on the job for 67 years? Oh my goodness. Hey, may he rest in peace, continue to rest in peace. But that is amazing. Birthdays on this day. 1932, Maury Wills, Major League Baseball shortstop, 1962 MVP for the Dodgers, was born in Washington, D.C. 1936, Dick Barnett, NBA guard, and became a medical doctor for the New York Knicks. Not for the Knicks, but he became a medical doctor, but he played for the New York Knicks, was born in Gary, Indiana. And 1942, Steve Sable, filmmaker for NF Films, was born in Morristown, New Jersey. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports. That's coming live from Rome/Naples, Italy.
Yeah, it's a good time here. You know, I can't wait to get to bed. I gotta tell you, man, I'm tired.
But we have commitments.
Well, yeah, we have commitments to do this. Hey, I just want to talk to some of the people about, and we do this. We get things going right now. One of the things I want to talk about is that, you know, the flu season is here right now, and I encourage people to get their flu shots. You know, now what's happening is everything is available to them. The flu shot and the COVID shots are available right now to everyone who wants them. You know, And if you don't want them, don't take them. Don't discourage other people who want to take them. Because depending on a politician. Now, I understand back home. We're in Italy right now, but understand back home the uh, they have the government shutdown.
Oh yeah, that's another mess right there. Oh my goodness.
So I mean, what is it about? I mean, and I understand what you said it in the past, man. You're not involved with any kind of a party, whether it's Republican or
Neither
Democrat.
one, neither one. It's all, it's really ridiculous on how they treat us. But before I get back to that, let me tell you, I took my flu shot 2 weeks before I came to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
I asked my doctors, both doctors, I have two doctors. They said, you don't need the vaccination shot for COVID.
COVID.
But he said, take the flu shot. That's right now, that's the most important one.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I listen to my doctors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a doctor. They said it's to take the flu shots. I understand you got some people out there who don't want to do that. I get that. Fine. To each his own. But they've been in medicine longer than I even made an attempt to go to medicine. So they say I'm better off with it. I'm taking my flu shots. But this government shutdown, this is a joke. It's a disgrace.
Yeah.
Democrats and Republicans are out there. It's so ridiculous.
And they're pointing fingers at each other.
Yeah.
One is wrong, one is right. Who knows who's wrong and right?
Yeah. And that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Oh boy, I don't know what his father would be thinking about him right now.
He's rolling over in his grave.
Unbelievable. How dare you? But you know what? I'm going to behave myself. I'm not going to go on my rant, so I'll just let it go.
You have to behave yourself. You just say, This is one of the good things about this show, that we say what we have to say here.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, then that's okay. You don't have to like it. You don't have to like us.
Yeah.
But people have their rights to say what they want to say. But I took my flu shot. That's the first thing I took. I took my flu shot first, and then later on, 2 weeks later, I took my COVID. So I'm good. Now, some people don't have to take. You didn't take your COVID.
I'm maxed out with my COVID shots.
Okay.
So that's why my doctors told me take the flu shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, but for the other people who want to do it, go and do it. Don't listen to politicians or anyone that says, and if they're not with science or anything like that, they may say, yeah, that's good. You don't have to do that. It's not good for you, or it may cause autism. Come on, man.
I tell you, I just don't know what to say about that because, again, we lost a lot of people that everybody out there in the world probably knew, a lot of people that we all knew who died from this here dreadful pandemic disease. You got to listen to your doctors. If you want to do it for medical reasons, I get that and I understand that. And if you want to do it for religious beliefs, to each his own. But what I say about that, God put people in certain positions. If you want me to get biblical, I'll get biblical right now. God put Luke, who was a physician, okay? God put people in certain places to deal with things like that. So it's in the Holy Writ. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Here's one thing that we're celebrating, and I want to put emphasis on this because I think it's very important. It's Hispanic Heritage Month. Now, Hispanic Heritage Month it's always started each year. It always starts in the middle of each month, which in this case would be we're October.
We're in the early part of October right now.
Yeah. And early part of October. Oh, this is a brand new month, October. So we're talking about the month before. which
Mhm.
would be
September.
September, right? So September 15th up until October 15th, we're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. So if any of you who are celebrating that month, and we want to celebrate with you too, uh, if you want, give us some information. Maybe there's something going on in the community that you want to talk about for the celebration. That would be great too. But that's one of the things that we wanted to elaborate on because that's something that we celebrate each month. Well, I say each year of this particular month. So until we get to October 5th, that's what we're going to be celebrating.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, this month is Filipino American History Month too.
Oh, okay.
So listen, I want to celebrate everybody,
That's right.
because we're America. We want to celebrate everybody. Some people don't. They want to say, because certain people or certain race or some kind of other persuasion, we don't want to celebrate you because we're all American. But you got to define though who's American and who's not American. But I say to the people from Philippines,
Yeah.
and if you're a part of this country, you're an American. If you're legal, you're an American. So I don't care what other people say. And also, it's Polish American month too.
All right.
So
Very good. Yeah.
celebrate all of that too. That's great.
Get some of those famous Polish sausages too. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
And also, oh yeah, now for the women,
Hmm.
we got to talk about that. We got to take care of our women because this whole month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Now, I do have a couple of pink shirts. I will wear them in honor of our women. Doesn't matter what nationality, what ethnic group you are. A woman is a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna support you. Um, this is a disease that's taken the lives of many women, and not only women but men too. Richard Roundtree, the guy that used to play as Shaft, the original Shaft,
Yeah,
died from breast cancer too, as well too. So it's not only a woman's the disease, but the majority of the women. Yeah. But there were men that had passed away. But for the women out there, yeah, I'm with you on that one. Yes, for sure.
Richard Roundtree died from that.
Yes. Complications of it. Yes,
Wow.
was complications of it. Yeah,
Men have breasts.
and it was removed too.
Yeah. So men do have breasts. We have breasts, not as massive as maybe a woman, but we do have it, and we can get the same thing. Now, some women, suffer with endometriosis. I don't know. That's a woman's disease. I don't know. I never heard of it being a men's disease, but you get the idea. Okay. Also, can't make this up. National Seafood Month.
Yeah. And let me tell you, shrimp all day, every day, scallops, crab legs, king crab leg. Oh my goodness, fish, you name it, I'll have it every day. I would do it every day. National Seafood Month, for sure, 30 days. And I would do it. I put it in my salad, put it in my breakfast, and put it in my lunch, and then dinner too. That's right, for sure.
National Fire Prevention Month. Now, don't play with matches, kids. It's National Fire Prevention Month, and some people they go out and they may want to go out to the forest and have a good time and things like that. But you have to be very, very careful where you go and how you celebrate. But yeah, National Fire Prevention Month too as well.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that's about it. So you did your sports already. So
Mm-hmm.
anything that you want to talk about in collaboration with sports that we can work on? Because I know baseball season is over. You can say it's safely to say it's over.
It's officially, unofficially over. It's officially over if your team is not in it. but the season still goes on. So the Yankees are still in it. Met fans, well, I got into a heated debate with these people about. I brought up I got onto a site on Facebook it was a New York Met um, site where I said, was it fair back in 2008 when Willie Randolph, the manager of Mets, when the Mets had a collapse and they fired him, where Carlos Mendoza, the New York current Met manager, same thing happened to him.
Yeah.
He's still working. Hey, I don't want to wish nobody to get fired. But what they did back in 2008 to Willie Randolph was outrageously wrong. And here it is. The man got fired for a collapse and never had another managerial position again. That really annoyed me. So and then they got all over me. They said, "What are you trying to say? Are you being racist?" No, not being racist. I just want to know why Willie Randolph never got a chance, but Carlos Mendoza is still managing. But I'm not the owners. They say different owners occur, so that's what happened.
I just don't know why people would want to involve race in a particular thing that, I mean, listen, it's not about race. Sports and all that stuff is not about race. Even politicians,
Yeah,
they want to come out with all that. So nothing is about race anymore. It's depending on who's right and who's wrong.
exactly. Yeah.
And I just get tired of hearing about it. But you know something? The whole time I was here,
Mm-hmm.
and even we never even talked about politics because we were enjoying everything that was coming here.
That's right.
And I spoke to a lot of people, aboard the ship. I met people that I had never even seen in my life, and we talked. And they said, "Hey, you know something? I don't want to hear anything about that. I just want to enjoy myself." And I said, "That's a good attitude. You just want to enjoy life."
I tell you, I lost a lot of friends over politics over the years. Some of the few people that I still acquaint myself with and who I met now, I dare not to ask them about what political party they're from because it's going to start an uproar.
Yeah.
So I don't even want to talk about politics. I don't want to know about your belief. I don't care who you support. If you support the president or not, let me just get to know you. You get to know me, as people. So then we can mix it up and just have fun and talk. Because once you say something about a political or else a politician, it's going to go haywire.
Yeah.
So why? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You don't speak about it, I'm definitely not going to speak about it. I'm going to try to dodge you. And if I see that I can't dodge you, then I'm going to get up and walk away. That's it.
Well, what can I tell you? Hey, your friend Snoop Dogg is headed back to the Olympics again. Remember, like
Wow.
last
Yeah.
week? He's coming back. He's coming back, and he doesn't stay out of the limelight at all.
No.
NBC Universal announced on Sunday night that Snoop Dogg, who was let's see, I'm trying to look at this teleprompter really good. Was the roving reporter. He was a roving reporter.
Yeah.
Roving correspondent.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. For his average. Help me out with this.
Oh, yeah, the coverage of the Paris Games back in 2024.
Better than mine.
Yeah. And he will be part of the coverage for the Milan Cortina games coming up in February. So Snoop just in full team USA, red, white, and blue. Okay. And as snow swirl around him and the Olympic anthem played and acts in a 15-second video that was released Sunday night by NBC. And much in the same way, that's what he did in Paris.
Okay. And moving on, when it comes to joining the Baywatch reboot, Carmen Electra. You remember her? You
I
remember
remember her.
Carmen? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
she got some sexy eyes.
yeah, she was married for a night with what's her name? What's his name?
Dennis Rodman.
For just one night. He didn't know what he was doing.
Oh man.
Anyway, she's drawing a line in the sand because the actress, model, and singer portrayed 8 of the action of series which centered Lifeline.
The LA County lifeguards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my eyes are bad.
The lighting is a little dim.
Yeah,
With a Baywatch
but your
reboot
eyes are
officially
better
in the works, fans have been speculating on whether former cast from Pamela Anderson to David Hasselhoff
Hasselhoff, yeah.
Hasselhoff will return.
And Bruce Springsteen, I'm glad you're doing this with me. Bruce Springsteen delivered a surprise performance after the New York Film Festival, who performed the premiere of the delivered Me from now
From nowhere.
Yeah, from nowhere, and that's Nebraska, whatever that is, right? And sent the biopic starring Jeremy Allen. Jeremy Allen, he's an actor, by the way, and it was the White as the he played White as the boss. He played the boss,
And that came out October 24th, 24 in the 20th Century Studios. And it made a big splash in Manhattan, in New York City. Wow. Where else can you make it in Manhattan?
Yeah.
Where Springsteen joined White and his co-stars Jeremy Strong, Stephen Graham, Odessa Young, Gabby Hoffman on stage at the Alice Tully Hall. Wow.
Which is in New York City.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Sean Diddy Combs.
Oh boy. Here we go.
I love him, man, you know, but I don't know what to think about whether or not, you know, some people have different opinions about whether he should go to jail or I'm not going to judge him.
Yeah.
I'm not going to judge him because I wasn't there.
Exactly.
I didn't even judge OJ Simpson.
I didn't judge R. Kelly.
Yeah, well,
you know?
I got to tell you about that. When at the time when R. Kelly was doing his thing, I didn't play his records, and I got in a battle with the program director. Well, that's when I was a disc jockey, and I got in a battle with the program director at the time, and I said, I'm not going to play R. Kelly. I'm boycotting R. Kelly. And he says, well, he's on the list. You got to play it. I said, well, if I'm going to play it, I'm going to walk. If you make me play it, I'm going to walk. Anyway, Sean Diddy Combs was denied acquittal. And in a new trial on Tuesday, the day before before he was sentencing. To be sentenced on the two prostitute. There was a prostitute related charge on Friday, and later, ahead of the sentences, his ex, who was Cassandra
Ventura.
Ventura.
He had asked a New York federal judge to consider.
Thank you, Brian.
The many lives that Sean Combs has ended with the abuse of the control.
Yeah.
As he decides the music Mongol sentences. Now, prosecutors asked Judge Submarian to sentence Combs to at least 11 years and 3 months in prison. Yeah. So if he do the 11 years, what is he going to do? How many years is he going to serve? Time served. He probably do another 3 years. He's going to be free.
You're good at this. You're really good at this.
How I look at it.
Google's YouTube TV has dropped Universal local TV stations along with the other. I think this is a Puerto Rico Spanish station called
Televisa.
Univision.
Vision.
Yeah, was own networks, after the
The two sides failed to come to terms
yeah,
on a contract renewal. You
yeah,
kidding me? Now, if televisor or televisor Univision's programming remains unavailable to YouTube subs for an extended period of time, we'll offer our Spanish-based subscriber to a $6 credit
yeah,
or refund,
refund, right?
depending on your billing provider.
Yeah,
Google said in a message that to pay the services to the customers.
yeah.
So that's what they decided to do. So
Yes.
that's still pending.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to be definite until they come to a conclusion.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm gonna skip that because that's not until the coffee hour. I don't know why that's there.
Okay.
But I just wanted to tell people if they want to get in touch with us, they're welcome to do it. Um, on right on this show, if you have any request or anything like that, I have an email address and a telephone number, so you can do that by emailing us. Now, let me give you the email address first. The email address is frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. All right. And you can do that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Now, the phone number, if you desire to call, is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-39, 641-715-3900, extension 467134. And you can do that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You're good at this. I'm going to retire, man.
No. You still got a lot more years left.
Yeah.
It's just that we got bad lighting here.
Yeah.
You got to remember, it's 2 something in the morning, going almost 3 a.m. in the morning. So
I'm tired.
So the lights are dimming, But yeah.
Anyway, that's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Now, for the email address, when I say Frank Allen Prod, Allan is spelled Allan, okay, because that's the way it's spelled. And PROD, that's short for production. That's prod. PROD, that's short. That's prod. That's short for production. That's Frank Allen Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allen Prod at AOL.com. Okay, and please don't forget that. Okay. What kind of time do we have here? Because I want to go into that movie business. It's maybe we can do it. Yeah, right now we got movies.
Love movies. Love movies. Movies is something that if you're not doing anything, the best time to watch a movie is on a rainy day. Rainy, cold, even snowy days, even better. By me being out here in Europe, I'm missing my shows. I got to catch up on what I missed. But I see you got some movies that's coming up, and
but if you stay in your hotel room, you don't get the movies.
Now you don't.
Now, you have a box.
That's right.
You didn't bring yours?
I didn't bring it. Let me tell you, Royal Caribbean. I love Royal Caribbean, but they're slick though. They slick. They got these here outlets where you can't reach, and you can't plug your what is it called? What's that? The HIM deal?
Yeah.
Where you can't reach the TV. You might have to try to yank the TV out, but you want to break it because that's damages. You can't plug it in, and then you hopefully that you have the Wi-Fi package, so you can't bring your box.
But this one you can do it because you can pull the TV out.
Yes, you can.
Swivel it.
Yes, you can.
And I saw the connections there.
But you also got to be careful. Also, on these European outlets, they got these here 220 voltage, and you got to match the voltage to what you have. That's why might have to have an adapter, or something to connect to the plug and to the outlet and then to the TV.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not worth it. Just just take a week off from missing your favorite series of shows and everything, you know?
I've seen sports highlights, but I didn't like see live. The only time you can actually steal live sports is you have to wait to the nighttime when basically on the other side when you're in on Eastern Standard Time or something like that.
Yes.
It's like let's say like Sunday night baseball or football or whatnot.
Hmm.
You have to wait. We have to see it at night.
That's right.
You know,
Got to see it at night.
and if you want to wake up and you want to hang out that late, you know, I don't. I don't. You know.
Hmm.
Okay. Movies. We got movies. All right.
Yeah.
Do you remember Cat on a Hot Tin Roof? Oh wow, you
Never heard of that. That was before my time.
Before you,
But even if it was before my time, I like watching old black and white movies anyway. I just don't remember this one.
you're right. This is back in 1958, and Elizabeth Taylor. You're not.
Oh, I know Liz.
Yeah, everybody
How
knows.
many times she been married? 7, 8 times?
8 times. I think.
Yeah. Mhm.
And she could have been married 9 times if she married Michael Jackson.
Yep.
Her and Michael Jackson
Yeah.
used to hang out.
Yeah.
Anyway, Elizabeth Taylor, Paul Newman, and Burl Ives. You don't remember Burl Ives.
Earl Ives it was the narrator of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
And he also did Holly Jolly
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's no longer around. Elizabeth Taylor, Paul Newman, they're all gone. Anyway, this is going to come on Friday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
Eastern. So all the times we're given is Eastern. This is weird, man.
Yeah.
We talking Eastern and we're someplace else. All right.
And that'll be 11:45 out here,
Yeah.
PM.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And so that's Cat on the Hot Tin Roof. Now the other one, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which is back in 1941. That was before the both of us.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh yeah.
I wasn't around until 1950. Spencer Tracy was in it along with Ingrid Bergman and Lana Turner.
Yeah.
Lana Turner was one of the
Sex symbols back then.
yes, right.
I remember her.
Lana Turner also played on that movie that everybody loved called what was the name of that?
I'm trying to remember.
Tearjerker. It was a tearjerker.
Okay.
I can't remember it offhand. I'll figure it out.
And Ingrid Bergman wasn't too bad herself either.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But Lana Turner was in that movie with Juanita. I think Juanita. What was her last name? Juanita.
Juanita.
I can't remember.
What year was that? That was back then?
1959. I remember. But it was one of the original. It wasn't the original. It was it actually was a remake. I don't like remake movies. I don't like remake movies
Right.
because imitation of life.
Imitation
Imitation of Life. She was in there,
Okay, yeah.
and she was in that movie. But this is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, 1941. Spencer Tracy, Ingrid Bergman, and Lana Turner. And you can check it out on Turner Classic Movies Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And finally, bells are ringing. Now I don't know if you remember this one.
No, I see who that actors are there. You
Yeah.
know.
1960.
Okay.
Judy Holliday and Dean Martin. Dino.
Dino.
Yeah. And Fred Clark. You don't remember Fred
I don't
Clark?
remember Fred Clark either.
Okay. I remember Fred Clark. He played a couple of Twilight Zone movies too. But anyway, it's on Turner Classic Movies that's on Sunday at 2:15 p.m. Eastern. And The Bells Are Ringing is like a musical. I like it. I like it.
Okay.
If you get a chance to see it. And of course, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, that's kind of horror. And Cat on the Hot Tin Roof, that's kind of like a drama thing. But you can see all of these movies, and those of you who are out there watching, these are for the weekends. We select these movies for your weekend. The way I like to say is for the week. We select them for the week for your weekend.
for your weekend. That's
Yeah.
right. Yes.
And this way,
That you have something to do for the weekend.
right, exactly. Now, everybody don't like to celebrate their weekends. They celebrate it differently.
Yes.
And but for those who don't want to do like you do, you want to put on the smoker and all of that stuff, you know. For people who don't want to do that, they could have their weekends off because a lot of people don't get to enjoy their entire
Exactly.
weekend, right?
Right.
So if you are one of the ones who enjoy a weekend off with no problem, and maybe you want to just use that just to stay home, relax, or maybe if you're in inclement weather and it just keeps you indoors, this is a good time to catch up on.
And in between football games or sporting events, you can just
That's
turn
right.
it on.
That's
you
right.
know?
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So there's a lot of things that they can do. They don't have to
Mhm.
stick to one particular thing. But if that's what you want to do, you got these movies here. I always bring these movies out to everybody to make sure, you know,
Mhm.
if they have the option of doing that, and
Okay.
maybe not, whatever.
Yeah.
And also you can go to Turner Classic Movies.
That's right.
You can go to Turner Classic Movie and scroll down the line. Now, these are for the people who have cable.
Exactly.
How long that's going to be? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah.
You have your reservations on that.
Yeah, exactly. Cable's like going to be a dinosaur soon. But yeah, this is new technology.
But if you do have cable, right, and you have that cable box, right, you can record on that cable box. Now, wait, Brian, you know something? You could record your movies. There's this, I think you know about this. You don't have to have cable to do it, but there's a way you can record because I've seen it. You can record.
I have to learn more about that.
Yeah.
A
So do
couple
I.
people have told me about that. So I will have to see for myself to see whether or not if I can. But if I can, that would be great.
Yeah.
And if you miss it, you can always look it up again and just replay or rewind.
At your own convenience, because a lot of these movies that are played may not be sometimes in the middle of the night, and a lot of people don't want to be bothered in the middle of the night. So if they,
Exactly.
for the people who have cable boxes right now, you can record it and watch it later at your very own convenience.
That's right.
How long you hold on to your cable, that's up to you.
Hmm.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I gave up my cable thanks to this man. He said to me one time, "What are you paying all that money? You know, you paying all that money, right?" And I'm not gonna.
It's a new day and age now.
But I'm not gonna. If people enjoy cable, I'm not gonna distract them. I'm not gonna say no, don't. It's up to you.
That's right.
It's up to you. You know.
To each his own.
But if you get to the point where you don't want to use cable anymore, use a box. Now, how long do you think this box thing is going to last?
As long as you can. It's too good to be true. I wish everybody could try to save money, but sooner or later, everybody is going to make some money, no matter what. So
yeah,
it is what it is and everything. But before we go, I want to tomorrow we need to talk more about this government shutdown because it affects government workers. To my understanding, what I hear that it's not going to affect of us getting paid if you on disability. So, but we're going to talk more about that, you know, as the time go on.
Yeah. Okay. We're out of here. I think it's about time. We're out of here. We're going to be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Right.
And for us is another time.
4 p.m.
But it's
here.
better tomorrow than today.
Yeah.
But we'll be back here for the coffee hour. And we hope that all of you be out here to be with us. And so we can talk issues. We'll have coffee, donuts, wherever it is. I don't see anyone out here tonight that was with us, but I'm pretty sure maybe they'll come out.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, thank you for being along with us. And of course, we're again coming to you live from Italy. We're on the ship. The name of the ship
is Allure of the Seas.
Allure of the Seas.
So you people, you know, go ahead and watch those games now. We're going to get some sleep. We see y'all tomorrow sometime, okay?
Okay, you guys have a great one, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allan. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.